All right, so you're here because you're sick and tired of your calendar being dominated by people who aren't aligning to what's most important to you, or you've got no energy left to spend with your family, with your friends, and worst of all, you've got no time for yourself to do the things that you enjoy doing. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use what I call the Energy Audit. It's a free tool. We're going to review your calendar for the last 12 weeks. We're going to put it through the Energy Audit and we're going to make sure that we understand where our time's going. That's the worst part, is that we've got all this stuff in our calendar. At the end of the day, we don't know how it actually aligns to what's important to us unless we go through this type of process. Once that's done, we're going to get to the end and we're going to see exactly how we're spending our time so we can make some really good decisions on how to plan our week moving forward. If that sounds like something you want to do, I look forward to jumping into it with you. So let's get into it. All right, here we are on the Energy Audit landing page. So there's a link in the description below. Just click on that and it'll bring you straight to this landing page. And all you need to do is click on start your free energy audit, put some details in and hit start my energy audit. That will take you through to the exact framework that I'm about to take you through right now. Alrighty, here we are inside the energy audit. So what I've done is I've jumped in here and I've pre-populated some of the activities that I've got within my calendar and rated them. So I'm just going to talk you through how this works. What you do is the first step is you want to make sure you got your calendar open on either the same screen or another screen. And what that's going to allow you to do is start looking at all the activities that you've got scheduled in your calendar. Because what we want to do is we want to try to find 20 of your most recent activities. Now, sometimes, depending on how you use your calendar, but hopefully you use it in a way that you've got your personal and professional activities in the one calendar. If you don't, you might need to have two calendars open. I also highly recommend that you start operating in one calendar if that's possible. Then what we're going to do is we're going to look for all of the activities, personal and professional. We're going to get up to 20. We're going to put them into this audit framework and we're going to rate them based on how much energy does it give you. So when you do that activity, do you finish it feeling like you're pumped and you're ready to take on the next activity? Or do you feel a bit zapped? A little bit like, oh, that was a bit of a drain. And so 1 being low energy, 5 being high. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to rate it based on your goal alignment. So what is it that's really important to you, personally and professionally, those goals, and how aligned was that activity that you just did or that was in your calendar? How important was that and how aligned was it to your goal? So 1 being not aligned to your goal at all, and 5 being really aligned to your goal. So as you can see here, I've got admin emails. For me, it gives me no energy. And from a goal alignment perspective, it's pretty important. Like if I didn't get back to my clients, they're not going to be too happy with me, are they? So in this instance, I've gone 1 and 5, which that is a friction zone. So friction zone means that you need to do it because it's goal alignment, but it doesn't give me much energy. So I've got some options. I can eliminate, delegate, or limit. And in this, I'm delegating. So for an example, I've built a Claude agent now that does a lot of this work for me. So the next one is client coaching or coaching clients. That's exactly what I do. So it's 5 and 5 for me. It's a fuel zone. I want to do more of this stuff. And for you, make sure that anything that's given you that fuel, that energy, make sure your calendar's full with that stuff. Building tools and frameworks, again, it's a 5 and 5. Washing the car. Now, I don't know about you, you might love washing your car, but for me, I can find a better use of my time. So that's a 1 and 1, it's a trap zone, I'm gonna delegate. So instead of me washing the car now, I'm gonna take it to the local car wash, and those guys who love doing that work, they can wash the car. Meal prep gives me a little bit of energy. I don't mind doing it, but it can become a little bit frustrating at times, especially when you're weighing all your meals out, if you get that granular like I do. And it's aligned to my goals. So one of my personal goals is to be the fittest, happiest and healthiest version of myself so I can show up as a good dad, father and son. Yeah, that's a friction zone. So I try to limit it. So there's 2 times a week normally I like to do the meal prepping. The gym, no brainer, 5 and 5 for me. It's a fuel zone. Daycare drop off, 5 and 5. I love doing that with Jet. It's a good time to spend my son. Accounts. So this is more like the reconciliation of my business accounts. So whilst I have an accountant, I still do the basic reconciliation. So this right now, I'm looking at a way for that to be delegated to either an EA or a virtual assistant to help with that, or even, potentially Claude might be able to help with some of that as well. We've got playing basketball. I enjoy doing that. It's a lot of fun, not aligned to any of my goals. So that comes in as a hobby zone. Haircut, same thing. Clean the house. Don't really enjoy doing it, but it's really important to me from a goal perspective, having a really clean and organized house that represents who we are as a family. So in that case, it's a friction zone, and we're going to try to delegate that. Non-productive meetings. Now, this is a big one. I'm sure if you're in corporate or you're running your own business, hopefully if you're running your own business, you've got a few more measures in place, but normally what would happen in corporate is everyone wants to meet. I'm going to meet for an hour here. I'm going to do half an hour there. And before you know it, half your bloody day is gone on meetings that weren't even productive. So I've got a rule. Unless the meeting has an agenda and I'm making a decision on the agenda, I don't go to it. So there are some that I need to attend, which I don't really want to. And that's what I'd call these non-productive meetings, which is, it gives me not much energy, kind of aligns to your goals, because obviously you've got an element of where you need to be involved, and it's a trap zone, right? So you've got to try to eliminate. For me, I want to try to get it completely out of my calendar, but there are some challenges with that, obviously. Family barbecue to 5 and 5, love spending time with my family. Family holidays, another big one that we love doing. And we've got a rule now that if we get back from a holiday, we're booking the next holiday in straight away. So at least we've got something to look forward to. Management meetings, again, that needs to happen, but it's in my calendar. So 3 and 5, so it's a friction zone. So I try to limit those to 1 day a week. So it's normally a Monday, I do the management meeting and then it's done. Creating content, again, this is what I'm doing right now, but essentially it doesn't give me a lot of energy creating it. And it's not this part, I enjoy doing this part. It's more the editing and getting it ready to post. So, and heavily aligned to my goals, because I need to share the work that I'm doing with my community and potential new clients. My weekly newsletter called The Weekly Cut, love doing that. Gets released every Saturday. The Shift podcast, the podcast that I co-host, love doing that. We do it every Wednesday. Jet swimming lessons, obviously 5 and 5, and then date night is 5 and 5. So as you can see here, it's giving me a really good snapshot of my current calendar. And now what we're going to do is we're going to click on view results. And what this will do, it's going to now give you, how are you spending your time? So for me, I've got 10 activities in the fuel zone, got 6 in friction, 2 in hobby, and then 2 in trap. So I'm spending, about 10% of my time in the trap zone. Now, to give you an idea, most leaders that I work with, they start anywhere from sort of 25 to 35% of their time is in either trap or friction zone. So as you can see, I've got 30% of my time in friction. If you put trap and friction together, that's 40% of my time is still caught up in those activities. Now, the idea is you want to try to limit those as best you can. Now, what happens from here is you can download your PDF, right? And from there, you'll get that copy. You can open up your calendar and you can start to really, what I do is I color code. So I jump into my calendar and I color code all of those activities so I can easily see exactly where my time's being spent Monday to Friday. Hopefully that was super useful. I'll drop obviously the link for the audit in the show notes and in the description below. If you want to share it with friends and family, please do so. The more, the merrier. I'd love to see more people spending time focusing on the right things rather than the wrong things. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a really quick video, but I know that it's needed out there. So have a great week. Hopefully we'll chat soon.